This is a mic check.
Check. Mic check.
Mic check. Check.
Check.
The mic check.
Check.
This is a mic check from the podium. All right, we'll call this meeting to order for the Holiday Island City Advertising and Promotion Commission special meeting for December 12th, 2024. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, moving on to attendance. Secretary, if you would take the attendance.
Lodewijks. Commissioner Brown.
Here.
Commissioner Elwood.
Elwood here.
Commissioner Lauren. Here. Commissioner Holland.
Here.
Commissioner Lodewijks here. Commissioner Hall.
Here.
Commissioner Plumley.
Here.
All present, Your Honor.
All right. Are there any changes to the agenda? Or a motion to approve the agenda?
No agenda, if no changes to the agenda, I'll make a motion, we approve the agenda. I'll second it, Brown.
All right. Elwood, motion. Brown, seconded. All in favor? Aye. Moving on to reports. Secretary, if you want to give us a financial report.
Lodewijks. This month, we have expended $2,759.76. This includes $98.18 for 1,500 checks that we needed, $440.66 for software, $102 for the annual post office box rental, $471.50 for Tabitha Horn's first wage check for her accounting, $117 for the QuickBooks, that'll be a monthly charge, and $1,530 for the website developer. That brings the total expenses so far this month, $2,759.76. The end of November, we had $7,150.41. Our current balance is $4,390.65. Any questions? That's the financial report.
If nobody has any questions, then we'll move on to the business. Starting with the old business, we'll go into the tax forms. And we're looking to approve the tax forms. This is a part that has to be done before the December 27th cutoff, that we have to notify the taxpayers of this. So at this point, Tabitha, I'll give it over to you, and we'll go through each one of them and just tell us what you've changed, and we'll see if anybody's got any questions.
The first form is the application. I didn't change anything except for one thing. I changed where it was saying social security number. I put social security number or EIN because some people might operate under an EIN. And then I added a tax collection obligation page. So that'll be page 2 of Form 1. That's just saying that they understand that they have to pay this tax, and it is their responsibility to file this report monthly and pay the taxes monthly. Any questions on form number 1?
Brown, this looked quite a bit like, I think Mike said it did, but looked quite a bit like several of the other cities around here that do the same thing.
Does it look like they do the same thing?
Does it look, the form look like those other cities that collect this tax?
Yes, I heard we ask a little bit more information, get a little bit more detail, but it's pretty much the same thing, yes.
Okay,
I actually got the obligation from Bella Vista.
okay.
Okay, so if there are no more questions on form number 1, form number 2 is for the A&P tax permit. So I was advised to add the business name because I had left that out and just put the permit holder name. So I added the business name to that one. Are there any questions on the permit? Nope. Okay, so then if you look at form number 3, that is the actual tax form. I did change this around quite a bit. So where it says plus interest due, so that'd be line 6A and 6B, I changed it to where it actually puts it out how to calculate the interest due for them. And then then I had to add another line to total those two lines, and then the last line is adding lines 4, 7, and 8 for their total remittance that's due.
Elwood, can I ask just a simple question?
Yes.
What did you use to make this?
Publisher.
Does that allow for formulas?
No, but this can be exported to an Excel sheet to, and
Because some people don't do math real well. And if you had the formulas in there, maybe we'd get it. That's how I do everything.
I would be more than happy to export it to an Excel sheet for anybody that wants to do that.
Okay, just curious, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, and then in the back of page 2, so I was told today that Bookie.com is also remitting directly to the commissions. So I added them on there, so that just added an additional line for the top and the second. I was also advised to break up where it puts that their taxes are already remitted to us. So that's why there's that big bold line in the middle that says you do not add these. These are just for informational purposes. Any questions on form number 3?
Number 5 there, formerly number 5, where's Airbnb?
Mm-hmm.
That don't need to be there. Airbnb pays it directly to the commission. They don't pay to the,
I understand that. So you want me to just take out the whole line?
I would say take it all out because there's no reason for it to be there.
It just, if it does not pay.
But they-
Airbnb never pays the owner the
They
tax.
Never?
They always
Never. It
redeem
goes
the
straight
tax.
to the
So,
commission.
so everybody agrees I should take out, that's fine. Okay.
And then the same thing with VRBO, it's gonna be actually on my, with Holiday Island Lodging, it's gonna be included on my website. So are you wanting the homeowner to separate the website versus VRBO?
That was pulled from your guys'
Yeah, I know,
first
I know.
report, so do you want me to keep them separate, or do you want me to put them together? That is up to you guys. I can work with either way. If it's easier for the individual filling out the forms to not have it separate, then
Well,
I'm okay.
Either way, it's gonna be fine, but it's just redundancy because they're gonna have to subtract the VRBO from their website, then put that in there, and you're just kinda going in a little circle there.
So you're saying VRBO and website should be together?
Yes, because it's gonna be turned in on your ET1.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Well, clarify that one for me again. VRBO and the website, two totally different booking platforms.
That's
Yes.
what I thought.
But
If
when
VRBO books it and gives you the tax, then it would be a filing on VRBO. If you book on your own, it would be separate.
But when it comes down to paying the taxes, it all goes through my same ET1. VRBO does not pay the taxes.
And you don't have a way to separate what was
Oh, I
VRBO?
can, but it's just time consuming.
Be the-
So, I mean, it's either way.
Lodewijk, part of the reason was we were going to compare what Airbnb sent us, what Verbo sent us, and as she tracks all of that, we would know how to audit the funding platform or the individual not giving us the same amount.
Either way, I mean, they can be separated out. It's just a little bit more time consuming.
So, okay. Okay. And then I did change where it said SID or / others. I put events / meeting rooms and rental spaces. Okay. And then I put other completely separate and then asked for that to be specified. Any other questions or suggestions?
Mr. Brown, I have one on page 2, 4. Maybe we're not there yet?
We're not there yet.
Oh.
If you're ahead onto the notification, we're not there yet.
Okay. I would ask us to really pay close attention to this, because this is gonna be our document to go out to a lot of people and, take some time tonight so we don't have to revise it or have a special meeting. But I'll have my question a little later.
Okay, so so we're done with,
Well, let me ask you back on the
Yeah.
booking.com. If they are redeeming the tax, is that what they do in all the places they redeem all the tax, or are they leaving the option to the user? Are they more like Airbnb, or are they more like VRBO?
so from my understanding, they're supposed to be more like Airbnb.
So would we
Now-
take out number 6 and just leave it for the option number 7?
No, I left it there because so far they haven't actually implemented it yet.
Okay.
So it's like, yes, they're doing it, but nobody's actually received the taxes from booking.com yet.
And I guess while we're talking about it, I did start the contact with Airbnb and VRBO with their legal and tax departments.
Okay.
That is going to be a slow process. But it is started at this point. Yeah, there is contact now, and so
Gotta start somewhere.
this will be a part. We're still unsure about the VRBO, if they still allow the homeowner to collect the taxes once this is passed. I can't find it anywhere else that has passed. I don't know anybody that is doing VRBO in these other towns where this is in place.
With Holiday Island Lodging, they send us all the tax information, all the taxes and all that, so it becomes our responsibility to pay it. They do give us an option to let them pay it, but we have to use their, payment processor.
Yeah. So I guess we're still trying to figure out if they remove that from users once you put in a local tax in place. I
could
can't
be-
get any confirmation out of anybody at Eureka using VRBO or Fayetteville or any of the other places I've checked yet. So that's still an unknown.
Okay, so you want me to leave, just essentially only take out line 5?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, I can do that. All right, the last one to go over is the notification letter. Did anybody read it? Okay. So there are, there's the first part which goes over the requirement, and it's and in the actual notification itself saying that we're here to promote the city of Holiday Island as a desirable destination for tourism and to produce a positive economic impact for local businesses, and that their rental property is a rental that is rented for a period less than 30 days. And that they are now required to obtain a tax permit, collect a 3% A&P tax on their gross receipts, and complete a monthly tax report, and remit the monthly report and collected taxes to the A&P each month. And then does anybody have any suggestions for the notification part of it? Okay.
The only suggestion I would put is in that second paragraph, you put collect from lodging and short-term rental properties.
Mm-hmm.
I would make that as lodging, short-term rental properties, and event spaces.
Oh, gotcha. Should I do meeting/event spaces?
Yeah.
How I have, okay. Okay. Does anybody else have any other suggestions?
In the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth paragraph, it's just a matter of grammatical clarity. You say this information was prepared for owners and managers to make sure the information concerning the A&P tax and your responsibility is understood to assist them in complying with the law.
I see what you're
yeah,
saying.
you need to make sure you're
I just put an
those
extra
are-
to them.
you need to, it's either gonna be you or them, so, the next sentence also. So if you just fix that, I appreciate it.
Okay. Any other suggestions? And then an accountant who mostly works with numbers. Okay, so now I want to move to page 2. Page 2 is just an FAQ and information. So it's, if you have this question, this is the response to the question.
I'm looking down at the middle of the page where it says the commission consists of 7 members serving 4-year staggered terms. First bullet is 4 members are owners and general managers of business and tourist industry, and they may live here in Carroll County. 2 members are measured of the governing body, that's City Council, Sharon and Pat in this case, and then 1 member is from the public at large who must reside in the city of Holiday Island. Bryce, is that me?
That is not. You fall under the managers of businesses and tourism industry for the SID, having the campground, which is a short-term rental property.
Okay. All right.
Secretary is the public at large.
Does the public at large have to live in the city of Holiday Island?
No, and that's what I was about to say is that is also a
Countywide.
countywide. For all positions is countywide. It was
Okay,
it was a
just put that.
modification in the ordinance that allowed
Thank you.
the city to pass it with either had to live inside the city or had to have business and could live in the county, or the public at large living in the county. So
Yep, that's an easy change. I agree. Does anybody else have any questions or suggestions about page 2? Okay, we'll move to page 3. It's just more. So I separated page 2 and page 3. So page 3 focuses more on the taxes, and then page 2 was to focus more on the commission itself and the information about the commission. So this is more, how do you get a tax permit? How's the tax collected? When does it become effective? How do you complete your reports? I did put in there that they can't do it electronically yet, but I would like to eventually be able to do that for them. Yeah.
I know, but this is still on FAQs, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 of 4, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Peggy mentioned at a meeting the other day that we are going to send out, I think it's the one that Bryce mentioned earlier, also a certified letter to all on December 27th, is it? So
Has to be out.
yeah, has to be out by December 27th. Other than that letter, which is very expensive, but it has to be done that way, is everything that you've mentioned in here, are all communications with the owners of the SRTs and others going to be electronic, email and text and so forth?
I would like to encourage that, yes, but you can't guarantee that they all want to communicate that way.
Okay, and any documents they get, like their permits and so forth, are we gonna mail them, or do they come up here to the city office, or go to your office where you might be, or how's that gonna be handled?
That was a question I had.
it is received at the same time of getting a business license, is the way the ordinance is written up. The city will issue it at the same time.
And Jill, our secretary here for the city council, for the city, would be doing that, or would you have to have our employee doing that, or how would that work?
It would just come out of the city at the time of getting a business license and filing for it. Those files would all be done at the same time.
But if any of those documents are EMP, they're gonna do that for us, or we pay them for it, or what?
Still to be determined, but they would all be filled out at the same time. there is a delay. A business license is not an immediate issuing of a business license. So I think collecting the form for either renewal or a new business would then process back the paperwork to then be either picked up or mailed to the business owner. That process, I think, still has to be
I guess,
determined.
I guess the reason I bring this up is Jill is so accommodating to, like I've been in several times to ask about different things. I'm on the SID, not on the city council, but it seems that we're gaining the tax and we're getting the income from these 3% rather, and she's doing some of the work. She only works 3 hours a day, right, 9 to 12, usually sometimes some overtime. But I'm just wondering, if I were a city council member, I would be wondering, okay, you're getting this pot of money and you take care of it all, A&P Commission, and we have our taxes and so forth, and we're the city council, but we're doing some of your work. Shouldn't there be some?
The only thing that they should be doing is completing the actual permit out itself, signing it, putting the business information in, signing it, saying they issued the permit and dating it. All the other stuff, that comes to me.
Okay.
So the application,
All right.
all the information about the business and the owner, that should come to me so I can put that in our books.
Okay.
They're just collecting it.
Got it.
They're collecting up there and setting it to the side for us to take
That-
care of the work.
Thank you, that's what I thought. Okay.
Okay, and then are there any other questions on page 3? Nope. Okay, so the last page is the tax collection procedures. Does anybody have any questions? I just kind of took that how it was per the, I always get it, is it resolution that it was in? Yeah, okay. And then, just put it in like a format of, from this day, we do this and that, kind of thing. Do anybody have any suggestions?
I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Chair, Brown, I have a question again.
Yes.
Number 2 on page 404, if taxes are paid by the 20th of the month they are due, then collector may take a discount equal to 2%, not to exceed $1,000 of the tax due. Very nice. But we just had a situation in the SID where a person, homeowner with some lots, he sent in the fee for the assessments, and we didn't get it till after the October 15th deadline, so there was quite a penalty. And I made a comment then that if you're ever sending things by mail, you should go into the post office, have them stamp it, a legible postmark. Otherwise, I guess what I'm getting at is, are there things that are gonna be sent to you here at this address or wherever you're located that would be, like this one is on, by the 20th of the month. If it's the 22nd, they don't get the discount, right?
Correct.
So if it's postmarked the 22nd, but if it's the 19th and you get it the 22nd, they will get the discount.
Yes.
It's what the postmark date is.
It's what the postmark date
But-
is.
In this case, the SID got this thing the 28th of October, and it was due the 15th. So I don't know where in the United States it went, but, and it made the person very upset, but I got a letter then, or an email from one of our office members that showed specifically that it has to be a legible postmark. So I'm trying to anticipate a problem and maybe eliminate it before it exists. So if any of, Mike, and this would be maybe something you're aware of, since you're right here, you'd probably be paying in person or whatever, but how do you, how does one now pay? Does it come by electronic means?
Yeah, we pay ours electronically, our ET1
Okay,
electronically, so it's done that day.
you don't have to worry about a
No,
USPS.
but until we go electronic, we're gonna have to go by postmark only.
Okay.
So my suggestion is if you want the discount, pay your taxes early.
Okay.
Well, and I would put that on number 2 also, about the postmark date of the
Okay.
20th, since it is not on there.
Legible postmark. Because you put it through a machine at your office, it's none, sometimes not, it's all red, swirly lines over it. Thank you, good.
Okay. Anybody else got any other suggestions?
Pat is a biochem major, biomedical major, and I'm a English and education major. I'm disappointed I couldn't find one typo.
Well, I'm just gonna say, thank the other accountant, cause he caught it all before I came to you guys.
Does anybody else have any questions, any part of this, or what we're doing with it? If not, I mean, I would think we would make a motion with the changes and approve the forms to be sent on December 27th.
I'll make a motion, we approve the tax forms as corrected as we went through.
Commissioner
I'll
Elwood,
second that.
Commissioner Elwood made the motion. Commissioner Hall seconded it. Since this is more of it is a contract with each taxpayer, we'll do it as a roll call vote.
Lodewijks. Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Elwood,
Aye.
Commissioner Lawler,
Aye.
Commissioner Holland,
Aye.
Commissioner Lodewijks, aye. Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Plumley,
Aye.
100% approved.
All right. If we can make those changes, and then we'll be ready to send this out on the 27th of December. That'll work. Moving on to, well, we could kind of discuss the mailing notice. I guess it's all in the same, really. It's 2 line items on the agenda. But if we've already approved it, then we'll mail it out before the 27th, and we can go on with that. It's pretty much just a succession of it. Does anybody have anything else that needs to go out in that mailing notice, I guess, while we're on that line? Anything else need to be set in place with that outside of the forms?
Lodewijks, I think we had proposed that we would help HIAPC and the A&P if they came up with a pool pass permit requirement, that we would encourage our short-term rentals to buy the pool pass. I think we're waiting for HIAPC to determine if they want to have a pool pass annually and what the price would be.
Monday. Around Monday's the meeting that'll be approved, the amenity fees.
Hall, is that separate than the current permit that
It
you're
was
referring to?
it was a marketing letter to encourage the STRs to buy the
So that
annual pass.
So their guests don't have to pay at the door? Is that?
HIAPC.
The one, Ben, that they're looking at now would be a certain fee, like, let's say, $200 for an SRT, and then they would pay, and it just came through my email late this afternoon, so I didn't get a chance to look at it, but it's just like a family, they would pay a fee each year, and then the individuals would pay a daily fee. And some of us were trying to get the daily fee down from where it was, because it seems a little expensive for 4 people, let's say, man and wife and a couple and 2 kids.
Yeah,
So
it is.
several of the people around the table were at the meeting, and I didn't get a chance to look at it before this meeting tonight.
Okay. All right, yeah. I'll have to go check
That
it out.
meeting's Monday at 9 o'clock up at the
Yeah.
VOC.
Okay, thanks.
But we talked about this quite a bit a few meetings ago, maybe 3 meetings ago, that our pool center staff, our rec center, sports plaza, whatever you want to call it, where the pool is located, faced a lot of criticism for they had to turn away people. There were only 18 of 109 or so, my figures may be wrong on that paid the fee. So if you're number 19 and you didn't pay, and you come up with 2 little kids with their water wings and inner tubes, and you can't get in, it got very irritating to everybody, and just about unmanageable. I think there were 30 comments on Facebook about that, and all of them negative. So we're trying to eliminate that, and I think the A&P Commission can do a good job of including that letter in there, saving us a lot of money on certified letters. We can put that in there, and maybe we could get more than half or 3/4 of them to pay this fee and be covered. I hope. More than 18. Thank you.
All right. Moving on to discussion on the website. We did take a bid since the last meeting. The development part of that will start, well, I guess the base development is done. They will start working on that the 27th of December. They said they should finish it in a week to week and a half, no more than 2 weeks. So it is in place. It's within the budget that we set aside for it. Visit Holiday Island. So we'll be looking at that right at the beginning of the year. Moving on to new business, discussion on billboard print. Mr. Hall, you want to take that one?
Ask a question, Ben. Excuse me for interrupting. So that was, the fee on that price was what on the website?
It's going to come out somewhere around the $1,500 mark. We think it's going to be just a little bit less than that.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Okay, you mentioned it earlier.
Okay. Hall, yeah, just regarding the billboard, I put together a simple little ad here or mock-up of kind of what I thought it might need to include, obviously with the short-term rentals and everything like that. But it's just something quick I came up with. We probably need to add some other stuff. We've got our logo in there and that sort of thing. I think I sent it on the email for everybody to kind of look at. But yeah, just taking any suggestions, and of course we got more content coming in. I appreciate it, Bill. Yeah, that's great. And then we're going to have some new content coming soon. So, but when is this deadline again?
We have already paid for renting the space. We're encouraged to wrap it before the winter,
That's right. Yeah.
and so that's why
ASAP.
we would like to get it approved as soon as possible.
Okay.
And that's the billboard on 23, right by American Legion.
That's right. Okay. You bet. So yeah, basically just getting your thoughts and any other suggestions of what we should include on there.
Elwood, we all saw it because you sent it out.
Yeah.
I like it, and you probably got my comment back.
I haven't looked yet.
I don't want to make it too busy a sign so they can't see it, but,
Yeah.
you know, I want to make sure we advertise the amenities. Everybody
Sure.
knows we have a lake.
Yep.
but The biggest, I don't want to say money loser, but the amenity running the biggest deficit is that golf course.
Yeah.
So I'd certainly like to have a picture of that on there if we could.
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
care which one. 'Cause
Sure. Absolutely.
Driving by, they're not gonna tell.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, I planned on doing about 5 or 6 different variations, and we'll kind of come down to one. So I'll have that put
Okay,
together
I
here pretty
appreciate it.
quick. Yep, you bet. Yeah, I've got some new golf course pictures that I've come across too that'll be good, that are recent.
So Lawler, I agree with him about keeping it, not letting it get too busy. You have a champagne glasses there. I think we'll probably replace that with the golf course.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you bet.
I have, Elwood, one suggestion.
Yeah.
We had a magazine years ago that had some pictures of the golf course with golfers on it. Don't take one of me. That would be a negative, negative advertisement.
Yeah, I'll
Take
make
it of
sure.
a real golfer.
Yeah, I'll make sure it's not me either.
Can I please recommend that we make a decision, because it's going to take a month for him to do it, and we're already in January, February.
Okay.
Okay, so if we say we substitute the champagne glasses for the golf, can we perhaps approve this design? I'm asking.
I'd be happy with approving the basic design, but is it something we have to take a vote on? I mean, Ben sent that picture out. I mean, if he sends it to the email to all of us, if we have any comments, we don't necessarily have a vote on. I would say, you know, that basic design with 1 or 2 more amenities, but not making it too busy is fine with me.
Okay. Then I can pitch it back out to everybody and get their thoughts on the, yep, okay, that sounds good. I can do that pretty quick. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You bet.
Sure. All right, any other conversation about the billboard? If not, we'll go to discussion on drone service. Commissioner Hall, I'll let you have the floor again.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, I'd like to introduce a fellow we found here local and just let him kind of take it away. He's also got the thumb drive here to pull up, so there we go.
No, I've never gotten it to work, so
I'm showing green and all you guys are red. Is that okay on the microphone?
you are.
Okay. All right. Done away. Good evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. My name is Cameron Dunaway. I'm the owner and FAA licensed remote pilot at Eureka Drone Solutions, LLC. I've got some cards in my pocket. I've had the privilege of calling Northwest Arkansas and Eureka Springs area my home for 30 years. During that time, I've developed an appreciation for our communities, including Holiday Island. As a local business owner, I'm passionate about using tools like drone photography and videography to help businesses and organizations shine. Today, I'd like to share how my services can help Holiday Island achieve new heights in promotional efforts, literally. But first, let me show you a quick video that highlights some of my recent work and the quality you can expect when working with Eureka Drone Solutions. There was a little audio, just imagine like upbeat kind of. I was able to find some footage I had on file of Holiday Island into this sort of demo video, and then we're going to expand it and show you some more of those images. Absolutely. This was some work I was doing to promote the, this is over the Passion Play. They just got a new soundtrack for their new season next year after like 35 years of using the same music, and so they're really excited about pushing that like promotion out there. So they had cameras on the ground, and then they had me come and do some drone footage, and they're gonna edit it together. I was not involved in any of that side of it, but this is some real estate stuff, kind of a fun deer swimming across the Beaver. I don't know if it's Beaver Lake right there or is it the White River, but yeah, this is the luxury RV park over kind of closer to Green Forest area. Now we're over here at the Buffalo River, where if you technically take off from outside the park, live stream on this day where they had the different cameras, including my drone, and they were switching between them sort of and broadcasting it up to the watching on our big screens at the stadium. Here's some more that weekend, and some more real estate. This is a house on Turkey Lane down there in Holiday Island, and this is the Opera House that they're building, which will be another sort of really close by attraction. I think you can not cross market with, but used to fluff up the idea of this area. I'm sure those construction have way been finished since I filmed that, so that'd be fun to get some sort of before and after of those shots. And then here's the most recent work that I did on the holiday Christmas parade over in Eureka. So that was sort of just a fun thing I did for the YouTube channel. But I am able to do like operations as long as I put a strobe light on top of my drone and follow a couple of other rules and regs. But that's basically it. So sort of just a small sample of what I do, but let me dive a bit deeper into why Eureka Drones is the right partner for Holiday Island's advertising and promotional efforts. In terms of experience and credentials, as you just saw, I specialize in drone photography and videography. And over the last 3 years in business, I've completed more than 1,000 successful flights and hundreds of hours in the air, delivering high-quality results to clients across real estate, construction, event coverage, and more. In addition to my FAA license, which is legally required to use drones for commercial purposes, I do carry full liability insurance, and this ensures that all my flights are safe, professional, and protected. And I bring a proven track record of working with clients like Crossland Construction, Montgomery Whiteley Realty, who have trusted me to capture and showcase their properties or events. So although I am a business owner, I'm also a member of this community, and being local, I think, brings a unique perspective for how to highlight the best aspects of our area's scenic beauty and charm. Safety is one of my top priorities. I follow all FAA regulations strictly, including any necessary authorizations before flying. I have state-of-the-art equipment, including a DJI Mavic 3 and Mavic 3 Enterprise drones, which are capable of capturing 4K footage and high-resolution images. I combine this technology with careful planning to ensure every project is executed smoothly and efficiently. Ultimately, my goal is to help Holiday Island stand out and thrive. Whether it's attracting visitors, assisting local businesses, or creating promotional content, my services are designed to deliver results. For instance, I'm just going to skip that part. I know Holiday Island has a lot to offer with beautiful landscapes, vibrant communities, and exciting opportunities. By partnering with Eureka Drone Solutions, we can bring these qualities to life in a way that resonates with your target audience. So thank you again for your time and for considering Eureka Drone Solutions to help contribute to Holiday Island's success. I am passionate about this work and confident that together we can create visuals that inspire, engage, and promote this community. I'd love to hear your thoughts and answer any questions you might have about your specific goals or upcoming projects.
Ron, just without a lot of detail, going into a lot of detail, but do you charge by the view or by the minutes that are on your screen from your drone, or what is your charge ratio? How do you charge a customer?
In a way, I have an hourly rate, so I do $60 an hour at this time, and I try to be economical with that, but that will count my time once I get the drone out and start filming, and then when I get the drone home to the office and unload it and edit it. So the editing usually takes about twice as long as the flying, but to give you some comparisons, for the realtors, I'm coming in from $150 to $250, depending on how much they need me to do or how many acres I need to cover, if they need a video, how much stuff they want, if they want voiceover in the video. So it can kind of range, but what I've just been doing is an hourly rate, because that way I can sort of tailor things to smaller clients and people that might not want to spend $500 as just a base fee or a minimum. So I don't have minimums, but but depending on what we looked at, it'd be in the hundreds.
So
area
like for
probably.
a realtor, you would be showing the outside of the landscape, the lot and so forth, where it's located and what neighborhood and whatnot. And then someone else would do the interior shots of the home.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't specialize on the inside photographs, but I draw boundary lines, which aren't technically considered surveys, but they get pretty accurate. I can do mapping where I go and do a top-down view and then stitch all the pictures together. That costs a little bit more because it takes a little longer. But yeah, that's generally been a bulk of my work. And then as well with the Crossland Construction building that Opera House, they call me about every month to just film their progress. And they send that video out to some of their stakeholders or the owners or shareholders. I don't know exactly who. It gets about 300 or 400 views every time I make a video and send it to them. So,
I'm going out to see it Sunday, first time.
all right.
I would, and I'm gonna show my age here, not knowing anything about what you're doing. But I know, like, when I go on vacation, like I'm gonna do in a couple of weeks, I always go and watch, like, YouTube videos or websites. Is that, were you suggesting if we hired you to do some filming, to put it on our website, or can you make a YouTube video out of it, like one of those 10 best things to do in Northwest Arkansas?
Yeah, all of the above. Originally, when me and Ben were sort of emailing, it was kind of discussed as being a collaborative thing where I'll just sort of, you tell me what you want, I'll provide the footage and give it to your guys' website, administrator, or if you wanted to hire a separate media person that would sort of collect things and edit them together. But I can also make YouTube videos with varying levels of production value. It's not going to be super, I can put, titles, and I mean, you kind of saw in the video I just showed, but
That's what I said. I was just, in fact, I was trying to book a place in the Keys for a couple of weeks from now. And that's one thing I always do, is just pull up 10 best things to do
sure.
wherever I'm going.
Yep.
That sounds like the kind of thing that would be maybe even best suited for getting together with Eureka Springs or anybody else. Because we're not gonna have 10 best things to do in Holiday Island, but we'd have 10 best things to do
In
in this
Northwest
area,
Arkansas, yeah.
in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
And that would also cut the cost down. They got a bigger budget than we do, but I didn't know how you were suggesting we might use some of this. There are some old ones out there. In fact, I've seen aerial footage of that golf course, and I don't know how I found it. Just looked up Holiday Island,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like there forever.
yeah.
But you could besides just making the film, or not the film, but the video for us, you could actually
Sure, I could, excuse
do something with.
I could deliver you, you know, a ready to share YouTube video, and I could also just sort of give the footage to the governing body, and just whatever. I'd be happy to collaborate in whatever way you guys, you know, sort of need it.
It would be useful to have for some of our upcoming events too.
For sure.
And
Yeah,
then
that's the whole
make a-
purpose, yeah.
And
video.
to add to that, not only that, but the advertising, the online advertising that we haven't crossed into yet.
Hadn't even
in the
touched
past
it yet.
Has
I
all
think
been
it's-
print.
Definitely, I won't be making the decision, but something to
Yeah.
think about in the future, once we start collecting
Uh-huh.
taxes and start having some events, it'd be a great thing to,
That's what
to
we're gonna
have.
do. That's exactly what we're gonna do. But,
I appreciate it. That's nice footage.
yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Hall, yeah, of course, being local, obviously our idea going, right from the get-go is to get every season of the year, you know? So having someone local, like right here, is probably gonna be pretty important. Uh-oh, it snowed. Well, the snow may not last a day or two here, right?
I could be here in
And
30
it's-
minutes.
There you go. So that's what I'm talking about, you know. So we're going to try to catch every, you know, season and every part of it. And then, you know, here in a year, we'll have just crazy content, you know, going and start developing all of these things that we're talking about. And it's all got to go digital. And so anyway, I think it's great. You're local and basically all in-house. You can edit and format it, do everything that we need to if we need you to do it. So, yeah, that's great.
We also have a calendar already of events for all the year, of major events that we'd like to share with our drone person, so you can plan time and you know when we're having the big events.
That's a great, Dunaway. That's a great idea, and we can be in contact. I've got some cards I can distribute. A little bit. I know that Ben's already got my email address, but so sorry. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you guys, and I'll just sit back down and listen for the rest of the meeting.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yep, thanks for coming. All right, any other comments about drone service?
Yours aren't as big as those car size in New York City, are they?
No, you're giving me a bad name, though.
Another comment, I'm waiting to hear from the University of Arkansas still with the drone school, so, you know, there may be a hybrid situation where we're using different, you know, so we'll see what happens. I should be talking to them tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna go over to Fayetteville and, should be in contact with somebody, so I'll let you know.
Okay. All right, moving on, commissioner comments.
Would, the only thing I have to comment on is, it's been fun. I appreciate working with you people and this a little bit, even Mike, but this is my last meeting, so I would have to say goodbye.
I'm not a bad penny.
I appreciate, Pat, yours last two? No.
I'm sorry.
No, he's leaving the
she's
council,
still-
that's why.
Yeah, I'm still here.
You're staying on,
She's
good,
still
good.
here.
And you've got several more years on it, so, I mean, a term, not sentence. Anyway, my comment, Bryce, was, right after January 1st, all of us who are on the commission at that date have to fill out what's called a financial disclosure form, and it's part of the Arkansas Ethics Commission requirements. And it's very general as far as your finances and so forth. But the year that you're looking at, and I want to make sure I tell you this because two of myself and a board member of the BOC made a mistake on this, and you go through hell and high water getting it corrected. It's the previous year. So the previous year from January is 2024. So right at the top, and Wes Tilley will tell you this, and everybody on the council, make sure you put 2024 as the date that you're, the year that you're looking at. And then you have to have it notarized, and Jill is a good notary here. She'll do that for you. And then she keeps them for the A&P Commission. She keeps those here. For the Board of Commissioners, we have to send them to the county clerk over in Berryville. And so, you know, I won't go into all the details, but the mayor had a kerfluffle, as Judge Judy would say on that, and I had one too on 3 instances. So it's very important, it's very general, Basically what it is when you're elected to a commission or city council or a board or county or whatever, so that you, first of all, are FOIA. FOIA is very important, Freedom of Information Act, and also so that you're not doing anything financially that would gain you income. For instance, you own a paving company, but you get the contract for $100,000 for HIAPC to do paving. Well, you can't do that. You can't. You would have to resign or sell your business or whatever. So I called the lawyer that helped me to resolve my problem that one member made for me and the mayor. And she said, no, what you would do is if you bought a paving company on January 10th and you sent this in on January 2nd, you would file a new financial form, or a paving company or a drone company or whatever, a newspaper. So what it is it's just sort of routine, but if you make a mistake on it, it's bad. When I say it's bad, it creates a lot of stress. And I think it's made some people not even want to run for office. And I've said that in this meeting, and I've said it in our other meetings. So you have the forms. I think our secretary has sent those out for you. And they're due by January 31st for 25, but they're reporting on 24. So it's very general. You know, you don't have to give them a lot of information on your finances, but it's very general. And I think it's important that I tell you that.
And I'll say, going back to Commissioner Elwood, thanks for being on the AMP Commission. A short time, not a long time.
Incident, that's a really good one. I've got 8 of them, so I'm quite familiar with it. But there's a trick to it, which I'll tell you off the record.
I've got one comment, I guess, and that we do have a few people in the audience, and we've had a few people watching online. But I would also encourage all the commissioners to go to the other board meetings, the city council meeting. And city council people go to other meetings. Same with the BOC. I go to a majority of them, and there's a lot of people that don't make it to them. So I would encourage, if you're sitting on a board, go to the other board meetings.
Yep.
And know what's going on.
Yep, I agree.
You want me to come back and sit out there?
You can definitely come back and sit down.
Are you sure?
We need someone to keep us in line, just in case, right?
I can't come to your commission meeting because you have them at 9 o'clock on Monday morning, which is my tea time for old coots.
Any
Thanks
other
for your service, Pat. Appreciate it.
Anybody else? If not, we'll go to public comments. Nobody in the public? Nobody's asked online either? You're one of the ones here. Going on to scheduling. I think we've only got one thing to schedule, and that's, well, I take that back. Did we schedule that meeting in the last regular meeting of this month? I don't have it in front of me.
Well, according to our first Monday of the month idea, it would be January 6th, Monday, January 6th at 6 p.m. here.
All right. Moving on to announcements. Any announcements?
All you from the keys. See how it is?
Only if it's snowing.
It won't be there.
Streaming it, you can watch us.
There you go. That's what I want to do. Yeah, on vacation.
Well,
Rum and Coke in my left hand.
well, and we won't have another meeting before the new year or Christmas. So everybody have a good Christmas, good New Year, and we'll be back at the beginning of the year, ready to work on everything. So,
Like say, move to adjourn.
I'll second.
we have a first and a second. All in favor? Aye. We're adjourned.